What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Dirty Mike, and today, my friends, if you can't feel it, I'm telling you to wake up then. I got the good energy, about to share the goodness with you guys. We're talking about FIFA, high pressure, top 5 ways to get in behind to beat that high pressure opponent. I see you in the comments. If you like the content, make sure to drop a thumbs up. Also, hey, in those same comments, let me know what you want to see for tutorials. Let me know how FUT Champions is going this weekend. I just got back in town. Hint, the bow tie action. It is Halloween weekend. If you got any crazy costumes, went to do some partying, let me know what kind of business you got involved with. You know, if you want to keep it real dirty, I'm listening. I've got some clip analysis in this video. It's not going to be just a FIFA vlog. We got some examples on deck. Number 1, and as always, these are not listed in order. It's just everything you need to know. We've got direct play, pass, through ball. I've talked about it, and I'm going to throw up a few examples. When you're playing against somebody who's high pressure, the mistakes they're typically going to make is with their defense, and sometimes they're trying to overcompensate for not having the best back line, not being that confident. That's why they're pushing the midfield, and they're pushing their strikers up constantly, or those wingers up constantly, because they get a takeaway there. Guess what? They don't have to deal with defending with that back line, and a lot of these people also struggle with slower build-up. So they might not want to build up from their back to the midfield to the strikers or the attacking wingers. So they're trying to take possession over right here, right now. It saves them a step that they're not very good at. In a recap or a summary with direct play, we're just talking about a pass and you're looking for your final option, your final pass to get you through, whether it's via the wings, via the middle of the pitch, maybe it's a chip through ball, it's a ground through ball, it's a threaded through ball. You want to open up some space. You want to make your opponent defend. You got to test them. You got to let them know you're not scared to go ahead and throw it over the top from time to time. Number 2, we've got pass and move, the tiki-taka option. And this isn't going to work for everybody. If you're not good at playing fast, then this might not be a tactic that you can add into your gameplay just off the rip. If you're struggling versus a high-pressure opponent, does it work? Absolutely. Is it for everyone? Maybe not, because it does take a little bit of some practice to really see those triangles ahead of time. You've got to be able to go forward, back, and side to side. Pretty sure that made it into some sort of rap song. It's definitely a good look, especially with 1-2s, because a 1-2 can open up space like you never could imagine versus somebody who's trying to constantly double team or they're running people up the pitch. They might not be thinking that much. You can catch them over anticipating and you can punish like never before. And when you're ahead in a match versus these types of players, they typically rush a little more aggressively and they start to struggle and they start to make mistakes and you start to win and pile on quite a few more goals. 3, please use the wings. They're going to be your best friend. And if you're good at the threaded through ball, which I made a full tutorial covering the threaded through ball, it's crucial this year, kind of like the driven pass in last year's installment. You can use that threaded through ball down the wings, especially in a 4-3-3, and it just will kill your opposition. And it's very easy for people to use high pressure and clog up the middle, but it's much more difficult to clog up the wings. In fact, if they're doing that, if they're able to high pressure your wings, then there's probably way too much space in the middle, and life is going to be golden for you. You could be the king, you can get yourself a queen, you might get some Cinnamon Toast Crunch, because that's really what we all want. If we had unlimited supply of money in a big house, we just want Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's the crucial key to success. DJ Khaled had it all wrong. Don't stop watching his Snapchat. Just eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Promise you, you're good to go. Number 4. And that was kind of strange how I wiggled my fingers. I'm going to let it slide as I'm talking first to third person, back and forth, because it's Halloween. And we're talking about playing simple and then also playing big. Sometimes you're going to get trapped in the back. You've got to be willing to clear the ball, or you got to let it go. Get in behind. It's a normal scenario and a circumstance in FIFA, whether you're a pro or a Joe Schmo, as those rhyme. Not the greatest rhyme scheme I've ever put together. People do it. You've got to play the percentages at times. And why do you want to give up a possible mistake in the middle of the pitch? This is how people lose in the 45th and the 90th in a lot of games, is that they refuse to clear the ball, and all they needed was one clearance from making this happen, or one time that they played it deep down the line. You might win the 50-50, maybe bump them one time, bump them one time. And I just recommend having this in your back pocket. Remember, don't get too crazy here. Have some composure. If you have to do it, you have to do it. Does this mean, Mike, So you're saying when we get ahead, clear the ball all game. No. You're saying when we go up against high pressure opponents, no. Just if you have to, don't be scared. Don't think twice about doing it. Use your instincts here. Practice makes perfect, though. Practice makes perfect. I'm just saying, if somebody is in ultra attack or all out attack and they're chasing the game, you might not be able to play out of that quite so simply, especially if you're in a high division. Number 5, and our last point that I want to address, is keeping it simple and not having all the extra intricacies that come with FIFA. And this is something I'm guilty of. I get caught in the crossfire of trying to do additional skill moves, playing too many passes, etc., etc. And this does not work well versus high pressure opponents. In many circumstances, when you start to get real fancy, that double team, it's coming for you. If this is you, jot it down, get your notepad out. Do not, I don't know why we're doing this invisible notepad, hold on. Do not get too fancy with it. Maybe if you're ahead, maybe if you're just feeling the match like that, but it's really easy to get caught up trying to pull off your favorite skill combination and then you end up losing the game. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to drop a thumbs up, subscribe if you're brand new. My name is Dirty Mike and I have a lot more coming for you ASAP.